Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Raynday Gaming. My name is Raynday, and today let's take a look at the brand new Dare Me video I've got ready for you guys called Super Heal Ratatoskr. That's right, we're going to be taking a look at Ratatoskr through his Emerald Acorn line, which is not a line you see used very often, providing some power and some penetration, but not only that, healing him when his number 3 is thrown onto an enemy up to 4 times. I think it's probably a max of 240 heal plus 80% of your physical power, so you're probably not getting past 400 there, but it does make a difference, and I have to say this kind of actually works. For those of you Ratatoskr fans, you might just find your new favorite way of playing Ratatoskr, and for those of you who think he's not viable, even in Arena, you may see something different here. So stay tuned, get ready, sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy this brand new Dare Me gameplay. Of course, if you want to be involved or submit to me the next Dare Me build, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below, and you can dare me which build you'd like me to try in a video in the near future. This build goes out to Giraffes for Hands, who sent me a really awesome email. He sent me 2 emails for builds, and I might even use the other one, but they were so eloquent, so well done. You see here, I get some damage onto the Thanatos. I just said, you know what, I gotta do this one, and it turned out to be really great. Not all these builds are gonna be ridiculous, guys. As I go here on the Rav, I get some early game damage. It really could be something that works well. It could have a theme, you know. I love builds that have an identity, something you can call it sexy, you know. Super Heal Ratatoskr. It sounds like something, you know. I like that kind of stuff. So let's make sure you guys definitely try and give me ideas for names for the builds as well. That will definitely help. So let's see here. I'm just going to get my mic situated for a second. Please excuse the noise. Not sure if there was any, but I just wanted to be careful here as I'm attacking this cool con there. The Scotty dog goes in, and he's almost able to get away. I go through space and time trying to find the cool con. I got my jump ready, but Big Nasty takes him down as well. I go down onto the Scotty, but what? I don't even hit her. That's ridiculous. The Ravon is there attacking our Ravon, who's also big there. We got that kill. So we are up first blood 1-0, and it's looking good for us. He's hopping. I'm hopping. We're all hopping. I've got the Ratatoskr skin called, I think, Ragnarok. I think this is the skin where he pretends to be Fenrir. He's got a little onesie of Fenrir there, and it's pretty funny. It's a cute skin. But let's talk about this build, because what I really love about this build, and what I think is so dynamic about it, is that Ratatoskr is a surprising character. He's a character that you see, and you don't often know how to play against him because he's not played very often. He's not utilized to his best ability very often. You don't usually see people perform well with him. So you don't really know what to do against a Ratatoskr who seems to be doing things well. It's kind of like you expect him to fail, not really be a part of the team fight. Wait, he's on me, he's staying on me, he's getting a lot of kills. How do I deal with this? I know that in most situations it would be really easy to deal with him, but now this guy knows how to play. He somehow has a lot of survivability. So one of the big reasons why this build works for me is the survivability, and as I say that, of course, the irony of the world has to come onto me and say, shut up, Raynday, die right now in your video, because that's just how things work, I guess, when I'm recording. Okay, so let's get back to the survivability point in a second. You guys will see some demonstrations of that, trust me, but it is fantastic. I'm going to talk about his abilities too, so you guys know what I'm doing, and you know what Ratatoskr is. We'll talk a little bit about the state of Ratatoskr, although I think most people know he's pretty much considered the worst god in Smite right now. And that's why I think this build could be a little bit of a revelation. I think this could help people to play Ratatoskr in a way and reimagine him in a way that hasn't been happening very often, and I think could actually make for a very unique and, for me, very fun playstyle. One of the things I love about Ratatoskr, but I also think is his kind of Achilles heel, is he's got too many routes. He's got so many routes to go in terms of building, and not one is super viable, and the one that was really viable got nerfed, and I think that put him in a bad spot considering he didn't have any inherent CC in his kit, and he just isn't able to compete in a lot of areas and arenas that a lot of the other assassins are. As I step out of the Khan ultimate that seemed to be aimed towards me, but you see there, the heal from my number 3 just starting to get pretty strong there. I mean, it's going to be healing for at least 200 right now, and that's definitely a fifth of my health, and that's a pretty big deal. The new WAD there, I see she's in trouble, but as I try to go over there, I am getting shaken out of my mind. Shaken, not stood, please. I am feeling like a olive in a James Bond martini after that permafrost. Dear God, get me out of that. That permafrost CC is ridiculously fun. Of course, the new Scotty, God Scotty came out to Smite, and so she's been having a lot of fun. You guys been enjoying Scotty? Let me know what you think in the comment section below of Scotty. I would love to hear that. The Xingqiang ultimate comes out. I tried to through space and time, and it does come out, but a fantastic sanctuary by the Thanatos, but he's not able to stay alive. I'm going onto the Nuwa. I get rooted by the Ravon and trying to escape, but I cannot find the Nuwa. She went over to her base somehow. She must have stayed to the left-hand side. I activate my sprint, or actually a sprint gets activated, and now we're going on to the Kukulkan. I activate a little bit of my heal, giving me a lot of much-needed damage. The Artemis and I are going onto her, and I get the kill onto the Grace there. That Kukulkan has no way to survive against the 2v1 pressure being supplied by the Artemis. The Nuwa is back in lane, taking care of those minions, trying to push as much as possible, and I am almost back at full health here with the sustain of this build. One of the best things about this build, like I said, survivability. You could stay in the fight longer, healing up off minions, off buff camps. You don't have to hit multiple targets. You can hit the same target. You just have to hit multiple acorns. And the closer you are to your target, the more acorns it will hit the target, and the more you will heal off of that. So it's best to shoot those acorns as close as possible so you hit all of them. But again, it's not like any ability where you have to kind of hit multiple targets for that to be the case. And you see my sound going off there. What that means is I'm just actually checking my OBS settings, making sure everything is recording and all is going well here. As you see, we're picking up Shield of Regrowth, which is a fantastic item for this build. I really like it. And again, Drafts for Hands giving me this build. Go ahead and shoot me your ideas for the next Dare Me video. I'm loving this series. I'm loving your guys' interaction. Are you guys loving it as much as I am? Because honestly, I'm having a lot of fun here with this. You see Calder coming out over me, but you know what? I'm just going to slap that pet. That's what you got to do, guys. Make sure the pet doesn't stay alive too long. I throw out my number 2. I'll tell you what that is in just a moment. Darting past the Thanatos. He's getting rooted and he's getting Whirlwind of Rage and Steeled. I guess I can put that in the bad stance. The Ravon trying to do something. He ends up rooting our other Ravon, and they start retreating. The Nuwa here pushing minions as she does so well, but guess what, Nuwa? My abilities are coming back up, and I'm going for that Nuwa booty. When you come back down, I'm coming for that ass. Here we go, Nuwa. I got the 2 targets I really want, Nuwa and Kukulkan there. The Kukulkan looking dangerous as well. I've got another activation on my dart, but I get caught up in the permafrost. Actually, the permafrost, not actually what I was caught up in. I was caught up in Scotty's root there that applies after she activates her ultimate. A 2-second root takes place, but you see there I heal off of that. The Thanatos pursuing me, but decides to go against it now. Now he's pursuing, trying to get the kill onto the Ravon, and he might have just killed himself. I've got my dart available, but Caesar 1, 2, 3 Carranza goes ahead and takes him out. A Kafru getting taken out there. The Thanatos doing a good job, and me and him will have some interesting moments. Again, running through the Kukulkan Whirlwind, but then healing back up with my number 3. And you guys will see I have the full Shield of Regrowth as well coming up pretty soon. The one thing I do like about this build, I'm going to show you Shield of Regrowth giving me some cooldown reduction, giving me some power, giving me I forget the other physical protection, I believe, but then also giving me healing passive, that when I heal off of my Emerald Acorn, now I'm going to move 35% faster, and that's going to be a big difference in terms of catching up to opponents or fleeing from opponents, both likely things I will be doing when I use my number 3. Again, with this build, you want to use it to survive and stay in fights longer, but not only that, surprise targets that think you're down, think you're not able to do it. As I pick up the damage buff here, catch the Thanatos by surprise. I've got my number 3 actually used onto him. I do not catch him with my dart, but my basic attacks are trying to figure him out. Jacob D Gamer comes out and takes the Thanatos. I activate my sprint. I'm trying to come around the backside. The Scotty is here. She has no idea. The Xingqiang root up and out, and I go ahead and get that kill. I missed the Kukulkan, but I decided to go for the Ravon here, who actually got away. He decides to ult away, so that ult is down. I hit him with my dart, 1 basic attack, and my Emerald Acorn's there, but the Thanatos sees me. I have no heal available. He's going here. The Xingqiang trying to body block, but he jumps into his ultimate. It's all over, but I've got my Aegis. I turn around. What can I do? My number 3 is up, and I take down the Akaru for the triple kill. Oh, dear God. Somebody stop this man. Oh, boy. Oh, me. Oh, my. Mama mia. I cannot believe it. You see the power there of the turnaround, especially the well-timed Aegis. The Thanatos went so quick. He did not know. He was not aware that I had an Aegis, and so thinking he was going to get the first sure execute there, he ends up basically getting caught out of his own game, getting played by his own hand, and I get the heal and the ending damage to basically finish him off. The Kukulkan is alone here. I get the dart activation damage. I have my 3 as well, and I see the Thanatos is in a bad spot. I've got my dart available. I want to use that as the last at the last minute, but you know what? I'm not able to go ahead and catch him. I'm basically trying to dive this kill, and I do take him out. I'm on a rampage. I'm 5 kills in a row, and now the Kukulkan's looking like he's in a poor spot. I do not get hit by his tornadoes, but I see Ravon coming in. I'm telling my teammates, help. I have my heal available. I know I can survive a little bit of this. I'm using my heal here, and I go back to about 1,000 health. I dart through to add a little bit of damage, but now there's too many of them going after me. I have to get out of here, and I see Calder coming for me, so I definitely do not want to get targeted by this damn dog. And let's talk a little bit about what what I'm doing so you guys know the abilities. So as I start going in my motor mouth there, you guys can see and know exactly what's happening as the Kukulkan gets rooted by the Ravon and taken out there. Pry that Piranha Onslaught. Just so much damage is number one. And of course, my Emerald Acorn, so they're doing the damage and healing me and making it so I can dive that tower with pretty much full health. Dart in and dart out, of course, because Dart, my number one ability, is a dash. But it's a unique dash. The reason Ratatoskr was so strong in the beginning and the reason he actually got nerfed, the dash was just able to be reset pretty much all the time, and now the dash can only be reset twice, which means you have a total of 3 dashes. And the way it works is you cause damage when you run through somebody, but then you have to hit that person and actually cause that damage for your dash to be reset. If you just dash and you don't hit anybody, then your dash goes on cooldown. But if you hit someone, it's reset. If you hit another person, it could be the same person. It is reset again. I believe it could be the same person. Let's just double check on that as I get forced away. He has, no, it is not struck. So it is a different person. So I obviously, I knew that. That's why I was catching myself up. But you see here the Ravon trying to go on me. I do not want to get hit by the stun of the clay minions. But the Ravon looks like he's in trouble. The Kukulkan ultimate does save him, though, especially with his own ultimate to help him get away. I'm trying to dive him. I want to go for it. I'm basically saying, give me that Ravon. But he uses a fantastic number 2 to go ahead and avoid it. But this has to be my death. And it is. The Thanatos getting his sweet revenge for that nasty play I pulled on him. I dived way too far, and I'm 7-2, guys. You can see this build just will catch people by surprise, and the rest of this game is really just people understanding from this point on how dangerous I am with this build, with the way that I'm playing Ratatoskr. And you guys can see if you're upset with how I pronounce Ratatoskr, please don't be. I have no idea how to pronounce it other than the way I'm pronouncing it. I've heard a couple people say I hate the way he does as I get the kill there with my number 3 again on the Thanatos, who's stuck in by the Hades. Now the Kukulkan trying to figure out where do I go. This squirrel won't get away from me. I feel like I'm at a park because I understand it. The crazy squirrels who just will not leave you alone. My dart resets. I have another dart and I'm going to try and take him out, but the Thanatos comes in just in time. I'm forced to use my Aegis. My 3 is almost up. I use it actually to get the kill onto the Ravon. The Thanatos comes back down, but he gets knocked up and slowed by the Zing. He's forced to use his Aegis. The Ravon blinks in. The Piranha Onslaught is not enough, and the Root is not enough as well. We cannot finish him off. Fantastic job. I do get stunned by the new Wa there, though, but I heal back up, and now we're able to go and fight, though the Kukulkan clears the minion waves, and now that takes away a lot of the pressure that we had, although the Root and the focus from Jacob D. Gamer, and of course, big on that Ravon, doing a big job. I get silenced by the Thanatos, but I'm going full in on him. I can't aim a basic attack to save my life. I'm glad my life was not on the line for that one because that would not have turned out too hot there as we're just keeping so much pressure onto these guys. I'm 9-2 and 10, guys, and look at this heal. I just healed about 400 damage, 400 health basically off of those 3s, and so you can see obviously now 400 health is well, it's still about 20% of my health, and so that's a big deal. You know, it's a big deal. It really can swing a fight. It's definitely an ability. So if you're versing 1v1 against another assassin, it is going to be a big change. We've got Heartseeker coming up in this build next, and of course we've talked about Dart, his number 1. Which could be reset so many times, but now cannot be reset as many times there as I go in onto the Ravon. And again, let me tell you this, Ratatoskr in this build, you may feel a little invincible. You may feel like people cannot kill you, or when they try to kill you, they're not very successful in the gank, as I get stunned there, and I get super focused. The Thanatos coming out now. I have not an Aegis available. I try to use my 3 to get out of execute health range, but I do miss one of my Acorns, and I think that might have been the reason why I actually go down there. So unfortunate there, the Thanatos, I think he's killed me twice, even though I've gotten him, I think, a couple times this match. I do take my 3rd death of the match there. And so that is unfortunate. I can tell they are now aware of what I am doing. And hey, wouldn't you be as well? Ratatoskr's number 2 ability is called Flurry of Acorns, guys. It does about 26 damage per Acorn. And if you get the blue Acorn, it will slow once you go up this tree line. Doesn't matter where you choose Emerald or if you go to the Opal, you will get that slow on the 2nd tier of his Acorn of Yggdrasil, which is his passive. I don't know if we even talked about it. Did we talk about that? Jeez, I don't think we did. Oh my god, his passive Acorn of Yggdrasil. Ratatoskr has an Acorn, guys. He has an Acorn, it counts as an item. So unlike other characters who buy 6 items, Ratatoskr, as I get the kill on the Thanatos there, getting a little bit of vengeance, some revenge. I love it. I dart through the Ravon there, hitting him with a couple basic attacks, trying to finish him off with another dart. But now, because I do not hit him, that, as you see, is on complete cooldown. The Kukulkan there trying to focus me, and a fantastic Aegis, though. You could tell I did still get healed. Fantastic ult by the Xingqiang, but forcing the beats from the Scotty. He's going in hard. The Thanatos coming in, but I dash into, unfortunately, a a whirlwind of tornadoes there, and I cannot get my heal off before the Thanatos crashes down, and it's just unfortunate because pretty much my dash put me into Kukulkan's tornadoes and put me into the execute threshold, which Thanatos has. But again, Ratatoskr again only buying 5 items, so it's pretty cool. And you could basically customize that Acorn 4 different ways. So one is the healing, one is the sapphire, one is the opal, and I believe one is the mahogany. No, I'm just kidding. It's not mahogany. I forgot what it is, but it's not mahogany. That's a type of wood, Raynday. I don't know what the hell. It's also a freaking acorn color. Okay, acorns are mahogany. Don't you dare doubt my mahogany there, as I miss my in through future. I think it's through space and time, through the cosmos. That's what it is, not through space and time. I don't know what I'm thinking about. And now I'm just getting super aggressive, going on to this Kukulkan, and he can do nothing. He can do absolutely nothing, taking the slow from my flurry of acorns, and it's just, there's no way to go ahead and take him out. As I said, my number 2, when I activate that, those acorns go out in a circle around me, and then when I move, they follow towards me. So say I were to move through an enemy with a dart, they would all pass through that enemy in catching up with me if I timed that correctly. Not able to get my number 3 off to get my heal, but also to kill the Thanatos there with an Acorn Blast, and now I'm taking so much damage from the Kukulkan. I am 11-4, guys. This is a fantastic showcase of this build. Are you guys hyped to try this out? I cannot wait to see what your guys' reactions are. And Giraffes for Hands, thanks so much for showing us this build and allowing me to put a little bit of focus on Ratatoskr here, the god who's clearly the worst god. And you know what's going to feel great when you do well with this build? That he's clearly the worst god in the game. People believe he is the worst god in the game, but you know what? Let's not be fooled. Sometimes the worst gods are clearly the worst gods because of reasons other than they're just bad. It could be because they're very difficult, or it could be because in the current meta, they do not excel against most of the other characters that are being played in that meta. There are various other reasons rather than the god just has a bad kit, is not equipped to succeed. It could be you're not equipped to succeed in this moment, and that's like saying who can climb a tree, and you give that task to a monkey and you give that task to a fish. Whoever climbs the tree first wins. This is a CC heavy meta. CC is king. Being able to escape that CC is king. Having a quicker release into his ultimate. Look at that time. It's really hard. I'm trying to get this kill onto the Kukulkan, but he's actually able to avoid the damage as well. It looks like we're 17 deaths away. As you see, my ultimate there, I can actually jump onto 3 versions of that branch as I get taken down diving. Wanted to get that Kukulkan kill, but was not able to do it. As I get taken down, dive. Well, as I was diving the Kukulkan through the cosmos, my ultimate does quite a bit of damage, 440 damage actually, plus 70% of my physical power, and I can hop onto a maximum of 3 branches, so it can travel quite a distance. It's a very good escape, but again, like I was saying, it takes a while to activate, and if your dart is down and you have to try and escape through that, not the easiest way to get out of a burst of damage. But of course, Thor and Thanatos still have that as well. I'm saying timer OP because it's like, damn, I want to get back into this game, but geez Louise, like I feel like I've been sitting out for a year. I feel it's like my birthday again. I'm sad at these timers, but you know what? We've done our job. I think we've showcased this build enough. 11-5 and 18. That's a pretty dang solid score for any assassin, let alone Ratatoskr, let alone Emerald Acorn, Super Heal Ratatoskr, OP. Hashtag Super Heal Rat. Let's do it, guys. Go ahead and tweet this. Let people know what you think about it. Do you think it's viable? You can tweet me at Raynday Gaming and let me know your thoughts about this build. I'm very excited to have this out for you guys, and I hope you are enjoying the latest video that I just put out about how to become a better Guardian. If you like that series, just know Assassins will be coming up next. The Nuwa here in a bad spot. I'm trying to go for her, but she's definitely getting some damage, plus with those minions doing a little bit of work, but I heal right back up. I am here and ready for her. The Thanatos should be coming, and out. This is not looking good for me, but Jacob gets the kill. Might have been 11-6 in 19 if that had kept on going with that Thanatos ult available, but you know what? We get the kill, we win the game, and that's all she wrote. 11-5, 19. Ratatoskr. I think that's an assist and kills lead in this game. Zingshan might have more assists than me. I don't know. We have to look at this. Did he? No. So I'm assist lead and kills lead. This build is dope. And actually, I was playing with one of the people on my team. I believe it was Death Rays that actually shouted me out and said he watched my video. So shout out to Death Rays. He applied to be my friend. Welcome to the crew, man. Always happy when you guys know my videos and you shout out to me when we get in a random game. It's always fun. If you guys want to play with me, just remember to friend me and let me know that you're friending me via YouTube so I know who you are and I know what your in-game name is, because usually I don't accept random friend request. But here you guys are seeing the build. Gauntlet of Thebes, another item here, increasing all the healing, giving me some health, giving me some HP 5. Of course, we just talked about that before. Shield of Regrowth, giving me the power, the physical protection, but also the massive passive that allows me to increase my movement speed by 35% after I heal using my number 3, my Acorn Blast. You have the Heartseeker there, which is going to make my abilities sort of a little bit harder and add a little bit more damage to them, a little bit more power. And then, of course, Fatalis, which is an item I really like in this build. I think it just ups my damage a lot more. You can go with a different item you like, but because we're kind of sticking in the healing kind of tree, I decided to, I don't know, go with Fatalis because, again, I love the movement speed. I love assassins having a little bit more movement speed. You could definitely go with stuff like Stonecutter's Sword to be a little tankier, a little bit more survivable. That might actually work nicely, but I just like the pressure that it allows me to apply because you're not building tremendous power in this build. So just being able to basic attack somebody can oftentimes, for mages, be enough if you're just constantly hitting those basic attacks and keeping with them. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this here at Raynday Gaming. And of course, if you have a dare me, please go ahead and dare me down in the comment section below which god and what build you'd like me to play next in this series. I hope you all are enjoying this as much as I am, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the near future. As always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you guys next time.